All right, this one is about, do you know what a community is and do you know why it's important? I see somebody on the elevator with the same cup. The funny part is you can't just get this cup. Like, I know exactly where this cup was. It's crazy that you just happen to have the same cup, and I got this from like the bottom shelf of way, the mall at this certain store. But anyways, it's not like some cliche like best in Target or Walmart, So that was interesting. But like the same mentality to say, hey, I want that one, and then it was like certain options. Anyways, do you know what a community is and why it is important to be intentional? One conversation me and my dad and my uncle was having on Thanksgiving was, he was talking about one of my siblings, should we say, was going to the other side of town to go to the store to get something, right? Or she was on the other side of town and she was coming this way and she was stopping somewhere, right, to get something from a store. And he was explaining to her, he said, why don't you just go to the one that's right by the house? And the point is, when you see a business store go out of business, anything, the only reason, mark this, man, I really don't think people understand this. Because this is what I think about, and I've been thinking about forever since I've been in the stock market. Because I understand profitability, sales, how important these things are to business, the underlying business, right? Underlying asset. When you, okay, when you see a business shut down, you see blanket, you see a available, um, lease available. When you see even somebody change their job, somebody leave, it's because of money every time. It's because of income. It's because of dollars every single time. So if you understood that the business that's right around the corner, I don't care if it's a Dollar General, I don't care if it's a Target, I don't care if it's a Kmart, a Chick Fil A, a Chipotle, a restaurant, whatever. If that business moves, it's literally because you and your community did not come and support. That's the only reason. If every single person in the community came to that business and the business was grossing $1 million a month, 100,000, they would still be there, hands down. It'd be the staple store, matter of fact. They'd be able to upgrade the floors, they'd be able to upgrade the walls, they'd be able to get new fryers at some point. It's a fact. But if you don't understand that, you will continue to. Hey, I'm stopping out here. I'm going to, as opposed to wherever I told my daughter this a long time ago, wherever you live, you want to go to the Chick fil A there. You want to go to if you're going to get a cup, go to the little bitty store that's selling different kind of cups and trinkets and all that and buy your cups. You want to be intentional about purchasing items that are in the stores that's around your business. I want to be intentional. Now, I'm going to go a step deeper. Your buddy, he stopped doing real estate, right? Guess why? Guess why? Your friend, your lady friend, right? If they're not successful, it's because you didn't support them. This is a fact. So then you wonder why there is none of people who you would like to work with in the industry, right? Why did this person leave out of state? Because, right, for another job, because the person had no support. And at some point, it only makes sense to move. My point back to the original point, it's because of dollars. But if you were intentional, that's the fix. The fix is every single person supporting that person, clicking the link, going to the website, buying something. Now, it's a competitive market and you don't have to be. This is true, right? I did not get this from my home state, from my hometown. But believe me, when I lived there, I was very intentional. All my years that I was in Oklahoma City, right? I used to make the money, go back to my home city and shop. Every time I waited. So just know, and this isn't a leg up or a one up or anything. I'm just explaining that, we should be intentional. We should be intentional about where we're putting our dollars. And remember, you have control to change somebody's life in an instant with a post, with a review, with a tip, hey, just word of mouth. You have the ability to change somebody's life. Now, me, I'm not waiting on it. I'm gonna go get it. I already see the seed play. But for somebody else, right? You can help them so they don't have to do what I did. They don't have to move. They don't have to do all of this. You hauling and stuff in the trunk and driving. They don't have to do it to get to it. But I'm just telling you, that person that's at that local automotive dealership, you can change that person's life. You can make it to where this person don't ever have to worry about nothing. But you have to be intentional to say, that is my salesperson. That is my realtor. And I'm telling everybody, and I'm just telling you, what I'm saying right now is not something that I'm making up. That is how people think. You just don't. You just don't. You ain't even bought a house yet, but you're telling this person, hey, go to him. Go to him. So just remember, man, it's important, man. It's important for the environment. I always tell people, I say AI, this is why AI will at some point, and it's just the truth, will replace us in so many ways. But the reason is because of things like this. You are you are not being intentional about your dollars, right? You're not being, and it's okay, right? I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm all for, progression, etc. But remember, there is a reason when this comes around. Why? Right? Hey, we're going to this taxi every single time. The same guy every time. We're going to this bar, this restaurant. We want this guy. What time are you here? I always ask, when are you here? Right? Buying shoes, whatever. When are you here? What days are you here? I've always done it. I'm talking about since early 20s. I've always had this mentality. So we have to be more intentional in order to help others so that and think about it. Like, hey, I'm putting money in your pocket. That's okay. You're supposed to. Remember, other people think like this. You don't. You're the one who don't understand it. You're the one, right? You're the one. Every single person should be buying a car from that person if he did a great job. Every single person should be buying a home from that person. So guess what? You've hopped. You've only bought 3 cars and you bought three different people, right? Right? How'd you find your realtor? Right? Why are you going back to your realtor? What's the real reason you're going back to your realtor? Oh, you just winged it, right? Well, other people don't for that realtor. You have to be more intentional about where your dollars and where. Remember, when you go somewhere else, right? That is less money for me and my family that I can put into my business. That's for you. Just saying. And I'm not talking about me in general. I'm saying that's the mentality, right, for said person. When you go shop at the next store that this person opened up, that is less for them, more for the other, right? That person can invest. And if we got all got intentional, the businesses that you would want to stay around would actually stay around. So just remember that, so they don't only have to have, Taco Bells and churches in your community. They can have other things if you were intentional. When you steal from a business, right? It's less for that business. It's a mindset. It's a mentality. So I'm gonna get off here. It's Marcus Harbin with MarcusHarbinAutoSales.com. We're just talking mentality, intention, and we reach it, man. What's your goals? That's what it is.